Hello everyone and welcome to our highlight show of day one. I'm Nazi Paikidze and I'm here with two grandmasters, Yasser Seirawan and Peter Svidler.
It was a pleasure being with you both today.
Great first day and we had two decisive results. Let's take a look at the standings. The two winners in round one were Levon Aronian and Pragg. They defeated Nodirbek Abdusatorov and Gukesh. The rest of the games were drawn.
It could have been three decisive games. MBL on the white side of a Rui Lopez Knight A5 boomeranged against Ali Reza, and he was very, very fortunate to draw a difficult game. Have a look at the video. For those of you joining us late, we're witnessing a big clash between France's two top players, Maxime and Firouzja. Firouzja, on the black side, he surprised Maxime early in the opening with Knight A5. A few minutes, Maxime took a few minutes, said, let me remember my files, played the main line, and shockingly enough, came out of the opening with a considerable advantage, which became a huge advantage on the clock. And right now, after the move Rook C1, what I said about this knight being an octopus, right? Again, the Garry Kasparov, Karpov game from Moscow.
Yeah, and this is only move 20, and they still have 20 moves to make with Ali Reza
on 2 minutes on a very poor position.
Let's go back to MVL and Ali Reza, because I saw Ali Reza reached 1 minute, but he has equalized.
And he did play, he brought his rook back, rook takes, queen d5, and as Peter was explaining to us,
Queen c4
he is
very understandable. But
saving
now,
the game.
Yeah.
And that's a
handshake.
Well,
we were just in time.
Missed opportunity for MBL. He had an advantage earlier in the game.
Very, very significant advantage. And Ali Reza trying to trick Maxime out of the opening with the Knight A5 variation of the Rui. He ends up on the back foot.
Another absolutely crucial game was between two Indian superstars, Pragg and Gukesh. Both of these players need to play really well in this tournament to get enough points to qualify for the Final Four. But Pragg played a fantastic game.
He did.
It started as Ninso, transposed into some
Queen's Gambit accepted.
And then, once he got an advantage, he never gave Gukesh any chances. Take a look.
So when we left it bishop to d6, no, this is a new move. Rook d1.
Yeah, bishop d6. He played bishop e5, which is a very concrete attempt to win material by force, but honestly, the other ones were kind of more controllable. Knight b7 is playable here because after rook a7, you play bishop f4.
And then if you take on
and
b7,
black suddenly realizes bishop b7, bishop takes a6 costs you material. But still, let's say
e5 here.
e5 probably bishop b. Good question.
It's something.
Okay.
e5.
Intermezzo.
Because now I have rook b7.
Knight a5, knight a5, bishop b3.
Knight a5. Oh.
Knight a.
Wait, we have a different move. G5 has been played.
He's gone bishop knight b7 g5? No, that cannot be right.
Knight b7. What? Knight b7 g5.
No, but now you can do anything. Knight a5 is winning, knight d8 is winning. Like the computer also says king f1 is winning, but okay, king f1 we will ignore.
We extracted a huge pawn, so the pawn on b7
Why is knight a5 not plus a million?
Right.
I think it is.
Yeah, no, this is easy. I'm thinking there's resigns.
Yeah, I think Gukesh knows it too. He doesn't have any tricks left, nothing. Bad start
There you go.
for the world champion.
There
he
it is.
resigns.
I mean, that's what I was thinking. I mean, this beautiful play, and tip of the hat for Pragg.
And after the game, we had the pleasure to interview Pragg, and we asked him how was it defeating his closest rival. Take a look.
Congratulations! Very, very nice start for you. You even your lifetime result. 3 wins, a couple of draws, according to our.
We're just talking about classical games.
Classical games.
I think 2 were from when we were kids, so that doesn't really count. So
this one really counts.
Yeah,
a lot.
I've been having some tough results lately against him.
Right.
Last year I messed up 3 winning positions, and Yeah, last 2 years I haven't really scored a single win against him, and even in Rapids it has been bad. So it's good to finally get a win.
Congratulations.
Great start and good luck tomorrow.
Yeah, thank you.
Peter, it was a double-edged, sharp game that Levon came on top.
Absolutely, and for my money, this is the game of the round where both players seemingly from very early on went for the most complex strategic battle they could obtain. And this is a position by move 18 where Black gained some space on the king side. As you can see, the pawn progressed all the way to h4. Could also be a weakness, as we will see later in the game. And White is amassing some kind of a kinetic force in the center. And Levon's a7, a5 was probably not the way to go here. White immediately responded with e4, a very, very strong pawn sacrifice requiring a lot of precision from Levon. Bishop e3, queen d5, f5. As Levon said, he thought this was just a kind of a draw offer. And then he quickly realized how strong this idea of queen g4, knight h7, and then solving the problem of the bishop hanging on d3 somehow. Rook d1 was maybe slightly more precise than the move bishop b1, but bishop b1 is also a good move. And Levon, to his credit, from here on out, he played a long sequence of moves, which was very, very strong and possibly even absolutely correct and the best. Starting with g6, moving pawns in front of your king when there is so many forces amassing against your king is very difficult, but this is absolutely correct. White should have played knight c3, and the resulting positions are about equal. But Noribek had very, very little time at that point, and he burnt even more of it and went for a very speculative idea of playing queen takes h4 and knight g5, knight takes g5 and rook takes f5. This looks spectacular, but in fact gives Black the advantage. After queen b3, a move Levon, this is maybe the one mistake Levon made in the game. Queen b3 here is very strong, but he did not find it. Instead, he played queen d6, which is the second best move, still a very strong move. With the ideas of rook takes e3 and bishop b6 hanging in the air in pretty much every single position. Noribek played, I think, queen takes g5, rook takes e3. And in this position, rook takes e3 was maybe making a draw, but Noribek decided to take with the queen, g takes f5. And this was maybe the last moment where he had a more or less clear draw, starting with the move queen g5 check. And after king f8, you protect the pawn on h2 by either playing queen h5 or perhaps playing g2, g3 here. Instead, he went g3 first, Black played f4, g takes f4. Perhaps he thought he gets this endgame after queen takes f4, but not just yet. And this is suddenly becoming a very unpleasant position for White, because it turns out that the White king is a lot more vulnerable than the Black king. The Black king will be quite safe on h8. Black has a much better bishop as well. And coupled with the advantage on the clock, this resulted in Levon playing more precisely and finally converting this into a full point. The final position is quite picturesque if you look at what happened in the game. In the final position, White lost all of these pawns. f4 is gone, h2 is gone, somehow the a pawn is gone. Black collected everything, there's not a single meaningful check to the king on f8, and Black is completely crashing through. So a very important victory by Levon. A fantastic game from both of them. I really enjoyed watching it. Both of them wanted a full-blooded fight, and they got a full-blooded fight. But Levon was much the more precise on the day, and much the happier of the two, as we have seen in an interview. He always gives great interviews, but today in particular, he was on great form.
And are you thinking about how many points you need from this tournament to qualify for Brazil?
As many as I can get.
Yeah, but I think I love this quote of it's a Sondheim quote, you know, about expectations. And now I forgot. But generally, it's like if you have no expectations, you have no disappointments. Yes, that's the quote.
There you go.
So, no expectations.
Very Buddhistic.
Yeah, I like it.
Another close call, but no cigar, was Sam Sevian. He got a nice advantage against Wesley So, but was unable to make a victory. Have a look.
This game, Sam Sevian playing the white pieces against Wesley and showing a very interesting new idea in a very, very old-fashioned Nimzo. His move on move around move 10, he introduced an idea in a position which has been played for decades, which is more or less unheard of. And after a mistake by Wesley in a couple of moves ago, in this position, he should have played bishop c8. He played rook d6 instead, queen takes f6, gf6. And now Sam needs to realize just how good his position is after rook c7, bishop takes d5, and specifically he needs to see bishop g6. Otherwise, black maybe is surviving. But after bishop g6, you suddenly find yourself in a situation where none of your pieces move. A simple threat is either bishop takes f7 or rook takes d5. The only thing that doesn't lose material immediately is the move rook f8. And then we can throw in, let's say, h2, h4. And suddenly black realizes there is nothing you can move. Yeah, so Sam, honestly, it's his first tournament of this caliber. Yeah. And he is about to start it by beating one of the absolute powerhouses of the Grand Chess Tour, if he finds this sequence. In the game between Sevi and Wesley, they actually showed this entire line that we were discussing. Wesley chose rook takes e6 over the bishop takes d5 line, and then they went through this whole line, including g4 and b5, as we were describing. White went king g2, king g7, h4. And I think very understandably, in fact, the engine says it's by far the best move. Wesley decided to free himself here at the cost of a pawn. Gf5, king takes f6. Black wants to play h5 and then knight d6 takes f5. That would be the dream scenario, which is why Sam decided to fix the pawn on h6 at least. But many things here are fine. In fact, most things here are fine.
Well, here we have it. Wesley So saving a very difficult position against Sam Sevian. Wesley's going to be very pleased having saved this game.
And let's take a look at the schedule to remind everyone that players will be back tomorrow for round 2. They play 1 game a day. So join us tomorrow. Coverage begins at 12:20 Central Time.
See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Thank you for watching. Have a good night.